my DM was watching us play at least the recent Split Fiction episodes.
Yeah.
And
was she like, wow, this game doesn't seem very fun. How do you guys play the whole thing all the way through? Or was she more of the mindset of my coworkers? It's like, you're the only person I've ever seen who hates this game. Like, what's wrong with you?
No, she was just really frustrated with because she's a game dev, and so she was really frustrated with us not figuring out where to go. And I guess the cues being obvious.
We did it badly. It's our fault.
Hey, look, you took control of the cannon. Good for you.
I did, but I'm trying to get to aim.
Yeah, it looks like it kind of sucks.
Where I go.
Oh no,
yeah.
only 2 per fucking box. Yeah, what did she? She was saying.
Yeah, I don't like this cannon.
That people, that players. Yeah, that cannon fucking sucks. Oh man. Yeah, you're gonna have to just visually fucking orient it.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Oh, I can let him cook. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
there you go. You can just charge up the shot.
Okay, that's better. Okay, that's fine. So we were being blamed for not knowing where to go in the game.
Yeah, she was talking about players.
Because I also have
bitch.
experience with game dev. So what the fuck?
Well, she's a professional.
Okay, that's
it's
fair.
a little
I'm
different
not a professional.
from experience versus day job. But she was talking about players that bitch about games that it's like a platforming style game, and there's like a red line that shows you everywhere you need to go, and then players will bitch when that line is there, and then she was saying that in our case, she's just like, this is what happens when you don't have the red line type of a deal. People will, even if you still highly indicate where you're supposed to go. Now, personally, I don't remember which spot it was, so somewhere where we got lost in the early stuff. But
there were a few of those places. If I may, in our defense, a couple different things to note. When we're playing the game, we're also having to have a conversation.
Oh yeah, I
with
mean,
each other and stuff,
it's that's part of the understanding, right?
That's always
you're
the
running
understanding
a fucking variety show effectively while you're playing the game.
Correct, exactly. So there's a couple different components that are in play. Can I just? Is there a bike or something I'm supposed to? I can't remember.
Just love that fucking fish.
I'm out. I know to get it to the other areas I need a wave race spike or something. I thought, because I can go down there, but there's a fish, so I need. I can go this way. I haven't gone this way yet.
Oh, there it is, right there.
Yep. Yep, I thought so. Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, I mean, part of it is obviously not watching or not. Paying the most attention.
I'm not putting my all
trying to be
into
entertaining
it.
at the same time.
Well, because I'm trying to remember things.
This is why we are not professional streamers. Because if we were, we'd be able to be game show hosts / pro gamers at the exact same time.
Correct. Which we're very bad. We're very bad. We're very bad at everything we're doing. Let's be very clear on that. We're very bad at everything we're doing.
I just impressed upon her that I was just playing the game by holding forward until I was done.
But also, and I don't mean to be this way too, because like.
To our only fan? Hang on. Roll this back. To our only fan?
Well, Mark also watches too, but we have other fans too. But anyway,
does he? We chat so hard on Baldur's Gate. I feel like he hasn't seen those episodes where we just shit nonstop on what is.
Did we shit on Baldur's Gate? I didn't.
We had a
Baldur's
whole
Gate.
time for shitting on Baldur's Gate.
Well,
3.
you shit on Baldur's Gate. I just kind of
talking about it as the game of the year and then laughing.
Well, it's like in any case, I guess.
Shoot him.
Hit them. I don't have a gun.
Oh, so you're just gonna kill him with your propellers instead?
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? Right? Like Grand Theft Auto, but if you have propellers.
Yeah,
no, but my point fundamentally is the customer is always right to a certain degree from the standpoint of like maybe we don't agree necessarily in conjunction with how the general populace feels about things, but like if you the game developer have a certain intention in mind that nobody who's actually playing the game actually does, then you can't blame the players for having the interaction that they have with the game, because you still designed the game regardless. Maybe players are doing something different than what you intended, but that's still their right to do as gamers.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to interact with it differently, and nobody's going to play it the same.
Correct.
So
like
you're gonna catch criticism kind of no matter what on any
Right.
game for any style playing it. And to be fair, we are in the absolute minority apparently when it comes to split fiction.
Oh,
so-
everybody loves split fiction. Exactly. We're the only ones who hated split fiction.
I don't really understand.
I don't get that either.
Why? Like, obviously, we were
Are
harsher
we just the only
than,
people who are not sheep who play games?
I mean, we were like harsher on it. Well, I mean, fucking everyone hates Call of Duty too, but
Yeah,
Call of Duty is one of the best-selling, fucking games every time it comes out.
But Call of Duty doesn't get like negative critical revilation. It gets it from like people like us who like arty games.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess if you're looking at, you got to fire yourself off that way too, huh?
Yeah, I got to come back up here several times.
Oh, it's also a fucking power cell there too.
Yeah, I know.
Damn. But yeah, the
Well, I think some of it is you and I
I
like arty games more than we like just the
I
generic
like games that have
slop.
ambition. It doesn't have to be like art house games are actually pretty fucking tedious sometimes, but I think
Yeah,
I need
that's
to play
fair.
some more of them. There's still some I need to play that are really good. Like I still haven't played What Happened to Edith Finch or whatever that one is.
There's that
and
new one coming out from the Hotel Dusk devs I really want to try. It's a game with no dialogue in it.
Wait, hang on. Let's come back to that in a sec.
Yeah.
First, finishing up the split fiction thing.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is we were going, obviously part of it was running a bit on go. Wait, was there an orb over there?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
I'm gonna go there too.
Oh, I see. Part of it was running the bit of like shitting on it as hard as possible.
Oh yeah,
but
eventually it just became like, how do we shit on this game more? Like, am I?
Are you stuck?
Okay.
But
the odds are not zero. I wouldn't get stuck.
but apart from running a bit and like hammering the same things over and over again, some of the basic criticisms of the player agency with the abilities and the tediousness of player 2's abilities.
Yeah.
I just don't know
why it was
that-
loved as much as it
Yeah.
was by the general population.
For
where
it to be
is a
considered rated as
legitimate
highly
game of-
as it
It is
is.
the legitimate game of the year contender.
And like for it to be as high as it is, I just don't. Like if you're gonna be somebody who like looks at a game and says, "Is this a game of the year contender?" What are the possibilities for it? You're gonna have to look at everything about it that is good and is bad and kind of run through that and get like a holistic choice. And I don't know how all that stuff doesn't just come up as like negative points against it, like huge negative points. Whether it's the mechanics. The player 2's experience being different.
Is it just fundamentally as simple as the burden of lower expectations? Because
It could be,
how
right?
many
Like this is
games
one
are
of the rare good games that people, and it's it's couch co-op, right? It encourages couch co-op.
Are people's expectations just lowered as a result because of the fact
It
that
could
it's
be
co-op?
Yeah, that compared to anything else, like we
Right.
didn't really compare this to other, options or similar options, and there's not really much hitting this itch.
Well, there's not a lot of co-op platforming games in general. There's not a lot of
and that's it's a lot of fun to do, right? Like to platform co-op.
I mean, there must be something to it because we've played other games on the channel, as you've mentioned, Airport for Dogs. We're just like we're just done. We didn't need to play this anymore.
Yeah,
and we played it all the way through. So, what level of psychosis?
I mean,
do
it's
we
still
have?
it's still fun to fuck around in a what's fun about platforming is it goes back to that Mario philosophy again of like you have a lot of agency and you can just run around and do whatever you want in 3 dimensions. Not whatever, but you've got
like
agency
that.
and it's
like
like
that, where I landed on a tangible object and slid off.
But like Elden Ring's fun too, but what's different about between Elden Ring and like a platformer is you can jump really high in platformers and it just feels like you're like an ultra gymnast. You can do a lot more.
Right, like athleticism. That was like one of the main selling components of the Mario games and stuff like that. And more specifically, there's freedom, agency, freedom.
Yeah.
Which
is why I think that split fiction works against its own interests pretty often.
Right.
But apart from that, like I guess it could come down to opinions.
We're also just fundamentally unique, I think, in the things we look for in a game.
When it comes down to it can be a matter of opinions, but like the characters I've just found were just really boring, and the story writing
I also didn't
felt
like the characters.
really
I didn't like
shitty.
the story. I didn't like. I didn't like a lot of things.
A lot of it just felt like shitty and generic and not in a fun tropey way, which is like, because fantasy and science fiction is shitty and generic, and you can lean into that.
Yeah, you could have leaned into it in a funnier way. Like, you did things with the Monkey King or something. Why are there no characters in any of their stories to interact with? What kind of stories are written without characters? Like, it's like it's world building, but it's shitty world building.
Some of it is like, I don't know, you can go back to some of the classics again of Banjo-Kazooie or Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't remember what DK64 had, but
they had the DK rap.
I know it had the DK rap. I don't think it had much in the way of like other NPCs, but like in Conker they're all funny. I totally forget who it was.
Well, in
Conker they're all
Kong,
super.
Funky Kong, Candy Kong. They had random NPCs that you'd encounter in the world, mostly things with googly eyes, the standard rare stuff.
Yeah. That's coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Conker, they went a little harder on the story, and those characters were like all super memorable.
Well, they also went really hard
into
into it in Banjo-Tooie, and Banjo-Tooie is not as good of a game as Banjo 1.
Yeah.
I think Banjo-Tooie has other problems, but regardless of it, it's just like, it's like. But again, like, are we really? What are we playing Donkey Kong 64 for? We're playing it because we like the gameplay loop.
Yeah.
So many of those Nintendo games from that era, like, we didn't care about the story. The story wasn't an important component of it.
Yeah, I guess Split Fiction is it puts itself as a story. Like story forward type of a game, and it just like does not deliver on that.
But I think that's the.
But some people think
I think
it does.
That's fundamentally the problem. Is you and I are. Well, okay. Here's a controversial opinion. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You know how people like to complain about woke video games and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Doesn't it just scream to you as the thing people would be complaining about woke video games? It's got two. It's got two female protagonists. One of
I haven't heard
like
the
color.
woke feedback angle against this one.
But like, I could argue this is the exact definition of what they're talking about.
Yeah,
not specifically
for sure.
just because it features two women as the main protagonists of it, but their story is really shitty. Like, at its core, their story is really, really not a good story.
Yeah.
And I think wokeness, or at least the thing people hate about wokeness is, or at least, well, there's a lot of things people hate about wokeness. But in terms of the idea of what people hate about wokeness, if I can't find them up here, I'm just going to go on to the next area. I'm missing 3, and I'm not sure where they're at.
No, and this is one of the tougher to wander around ones to fucking.
Well, I've literally have wandered everywhere now, so if it's not up here,
all of these spots plus all that water spot.
Yeah, so I'll find them in my own time later. But like it's the exact same thing that everybody who's complaining about woke gaming hates, because fundamentally what they don't realize what they hate. What they don't realize what they hate is they hate the idea of there's a female protagonist in the story, and therefore the story writers don't feel they have to do anything other than character building or stuff because she's a woman character, and therefore you don't have to actually try as hard because you're checking off a box, basically. Like, do you understand what I'm getting at by that? Or
I mean,
I'm
there's
just on the next area. I don't know where they're at right now.
I mean, there's a lot you can kind of work with in there in terms of like the anti-woke crowd and their expectations.
Well, there are definitely
that actually do and don't.
There are definitely a certain amount of people who do hate the idea of it just being a woman character. But what they really fundamentally hate, because there have been women characters in things forever.
Yeah.
What they don't like is bad storytelling. Where it's just like
that's what they profess not to like.
Well, they profess not to like, but I think there's an argument to be made that I think a lot of properties, will just put a character of color in something or other, or a woman.
Well, yeah,
or what
a lot.
have
That's
you,
like a
and use
that's
it as
also a problem.
and use it as a cheap way to instead of telling compelling
that's
stories.
Part of like the made by committee angle, right? Of just
yes.
like you've got a number of checkboxes you want to hit, so you want a number of characters that are going to be one-dimensional token type characters.
Right,
that are
and I think that's the problem, is the idea of tokenism versus,
Yeah, it's instead of like being interested in setting up things in I think a lot of that just comes from the fact that the lowest common denominator, the stupidest people who write it are in a room, and it's just like it fundamentally it's not. I don't know. I don't know what to make of any of it, but like certainly like
you feel like it'd be a game people would complain about for that purpose, but I don't know why I haven't heard as much about that.
Yeah, especially if something that's going to be Game of the Year, it feels like it would be an easy target.
Because to me, it just feels like this is the laziest writing in the world, a lot of these different things.
Yeah, I mean, Split Fiction's writing felt, I don't know, we talked a little bit about it. It's like, it includes
I'll come back for them later.
These things in here to get you from point A to point B, and the story is like not treated.
So obviously the game is hiding a load here, basically. But
yeah. Still.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. It's not like
well, it's also the
egregious like it
first
is
game
nowadays.
that would hide loads like this.
Yeah, nowadays the load hiding is egregious.
Right. Exactly.
You
gotta walk through that narrow corridor.
I know.
Gotta crawl.
Gotta push that door open. Gotta squeeze through that crack. Gotta push that door open.
Gotta break your mom's back. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yep. It's all
That's what they do. That's what the games dev do nowadays.
Yep. All right, I got all the orbs from him, so I just need to get one from Uncle.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, ooh,
I see you two are back
this bitch again.
Yeah, this bitch.
I don't know. Split Fiction's in a weird spot where like the gameplay is supposed to be the main focus, and then the story is just a way to get you from point A to point B.
But I don't feel like it ever got you from point A to point B.
Well, yeah, that too. But the story, they also just like really, I don't want to say lean on it, but it's a major selling point, and a lot of like the positive feedback I've seen of the game, people are just raving over the story.
I'll tell you why it's a major selling point. They're fucking writers.
Well, yeah, obviously it's like kind of on the cover there, so to say. But when people like when I looked up some feedback of it, and people that didn't like it had similar criticisms. But all of the people that really do like it are people that like, you know, describe all the different bits they like about it. Like you can just go onto any of the random fucking Split Fiction Reddit threads.
It's like, oh, remember this moment where she said this really generic thing? What a classic.
Well, yeah, I mean, people like rave about the story, and in particular, like the last chapter or two, or the last like episode or two or whatever. And
turn the muse to the sculptor. Where the fuck is the sculptor?
Wasn't he out somewhere?
No, we never met the sculptor. It's this house. Okay. He was complaining about losing his muse, and his muse is the lemur that we found, so that's why we shoved him in the backpack.
Oh, the bro.
Yeah.
Oh, my muse! You saved her! Oh, you really
Surfer
are
bro.
Uh-huh.
Take this power cell.
To which he did a good job of doing the job of Surfer Bro.
We didn't get all of his intro Surfer Bro dialogue.
No, we didn't get all the orbs, but we did get all the power cells, so we can move on.
But yeah, people rave about the story. They rave about like the big revelations the characters go through, and
have they ever seen any other media that's ever been made?
I mean, yeah, there's that, right? So, and like how crazy, like just how good and intense, like they were describing as the last two chapters, like being on the edge of their seat, and like the trauma and stuff that the characters go through and unpack or whatever.
Is it just because we didn't give a fuck about these characters that we
maybe
didn't care
if
about
we
their
like
traumas?
really cared about the if we were maybe like way more invested in the characters or what was going on, maybe.
Is it just as simple as that?
I don't know. It was all boring.
Because
it was hard to.
Because I like a good, strong female protagonist, and on paper they should be that. But I was so bored by them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It all felt very like, like of course the character had like this. And it's just, I don't know. Like the dark it's not like a dark edgy backstory, but it kind of was a dark edgy backstory, like her dad dying or whatever,
or her dad being a victim of the healthcare system. Like we couldn't even identify with him as Luigi.
I don't know. To me it all seemed very shallow and forced, and
Agreed.
Part of that is going to be they're only telling the story in like spurts. You missed the eco vent.
Well, that'll make us go faster, but I also want this to stay cool. Because I got a temperature gauge.
Yeah. Damn, dude! Imagine if Devil's Third was doing this.
Right. Why is Devil's Third doing more for us than Split Fiction?
I mean, that's like a question too. But I don't know. From my point of view, all of that stuff was shallow. And like part of it is they're only doing this story in between episodes or whatever, right? Or chapters,
Well, yeah,
and so they don't have much time to build this stuff out.
In between stuff, yeah, it's not actually, yeah.
It just didn't. It just, I don't know. I guess it really resonated with some people. Maybe it is. Maybe it is younger gamers.
I don't think
nope,
I do. I think
not at all.
That's fine.
Oh, that's
that
a
siren was gonna
real.
get annoying.
Yeah, that's a real grating siren.
But I got the boxes along the way, so I don't need to get them the next time. So I can go a little quicker now.
But yeah, I guess maybe people. One of the people that I play D&D online with also is like doesn't understand how people can like those games. So I want to get her viewpoint on it to see if we're just being overly harsh.
I think there's something to be said about we're being overly harsh. 'Cause I think fundamentally at the end of the day, it's generic and shouldn't be worthy of any emotion we have to it whatsoever.
Yeah, it was just really hard to relate to the characters, and I guess it comes from like it also just being
it
hard
also
to
comes
believe.
from the fact that you and I write stuff.
Yeah, their writing stuff is just entirely not believable.
Yes.
And if they're dealing with like a publisher and a publishing company,
Also not
obviously
relatable.
it's supposed to be a
it's
maniacal.
It's supposed to be AI related.
I know, yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be, and
adjacent.
it's like a maniacal publisher, right? And it's so, you know, it's
Yeah.
not going to be like a normal publisher. I understand that.
Okay,
Damn.
Daxter.
Is there stuff in the blue ones, or is that just...
It says cool
I guess,
down.
is there anything you have to...
No.
Oh, there's a collectible.
I need to get those boxes that have 7 of those things. That gives me the precursor.
Okay.
And these ones have precursor orbs in them.
Nice, all
So,
Fire Canyon
yep,
ones.
so that's all the orbs from the Fire Canyon.
Nice.
Yep, so now we got a new area to explore.
He is excited.